Mm-mm. All right, we are live officially, you two. So mind your P's and Q's.
Wait, I got a retweet.
Oh, I got to do the actual tweet.
Oh, that's why it wasn't showing up. Okay, here we
go. Bear with us, everybody. Our producer Aldo is under the weather, so we are now producerless. So
hey, I'm under the weather too. It's the podcast flu game for me.
Oh my goodness!
That took me so long to hop on. I got on.
Okay. You did get a nice haircut.
That too.
All right, here we go. We are live. And I just realized that's from my own account, so I'm going to have to retweet that. From Pinwheels. Hold on, folks. Give me a minute. See, you don't think how valuable your producer is until you don't have one. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. Mitch, you dead?
On my nose, but I figured people didn't want to see that, so.
No, they do not. All right. And let me find the thing. We're very organized tonight, folks. Very organized. Oh, wait. Our Pinwheels and Ivy video thing's gone.
Oh, no.
Aldo takes one sick day and the whole thing goes to shit. It's first class operation we're running here, Alex.
Love it.
Wait a minute. All of our pictures are gone, too.
What?
Oh, someone's getting fucked up for this.
Fucking Aldo.
I don't think this one's on Aldo. Wait. Oh, wait. This is what I got to do. Haha.
There we go.
We got to flip it over. Shut up with comments. I'm not even reading the comments, but here we go.
Rebuild of the favorites. We here for the latest. South side or the north side. Not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams. Both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball. But we don't put the wrong strings. Yeah. It's that time of the year now. Wrigley or guarantees for the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood. Discussions and interviews. Straight rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Ivy. Yeah.
There it is. What's up, everybody? We're gonna get going here now in 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, December 28th, last show of 2023. It's the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I'm your boy Matt Swaski, aka Southside Zoe, aka Father Zoe. It's a different show tonight, folks. It's a lot more handsome show. And with me, my guy NASCAR Mitch. Mitch got off on a Wednesday, folks.
It's good to be back. I mean, that's the price you pay for having to work Christmas and Christmas Eve. But you know, we'll gladly make the trade here. That's like a Rick Hahn type trade.
It's a good thing you're an adult.
Yeah.
Because and then, ladies and gentlemen, I already see the comments. You all know him. You all love him. He's been a friend of mine for years. He is a staple in White Sox Twinner. The man just holds it down. Of recent pregame show fame, everybody's guy, Alex Rude. What's up, Alex?
What's up, not much. How are you guys?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. I know you're still feeling pretty good about that Illini ass whooping over Missouri.
Oh yeah,
always good to beat Mizzou. Welcome.
The bragging rights trophy. So we weren't sure if we were going to do a show tonight. As you notice, the Cubs faction of this show is not here. They are. What did you call them, Alex?
They're in hibernation until Hibernation Hoyer does something.
Yeah, Hibernation Hoyer. That's it. Yeah, Aldo and Fids are just like the Cubs free agent signings ever since Greg Counsell, non-existent.
Although Ian has a pretty good idea for what Aldo's up to in the comments.
He's out there harboring Wander Franco. Holy shit. Talk about a crazy story. I can't wait for the 30 for 30 on that. But so they're not going to be joining us tonight. Fids is going to the Rose Bowl. He's going to be hanging out with Nick Saban and ESPN dudes.
He's cutting beef with some kicker or something I saw in the chat.
I don't know something. He's
always rubbing elbows.
Fitz got something going on everywhere. For those of you who don't know, Fitz has more than just a teaching job in Vegas. Him and his way better half she runs a PR firm. So Fitz is all over the place. He knows everybody. But like I said, even better because Cubs ain't doing shit. So we might as well have an all White Sox show because we can at least talk about all the mids that the White Sox are showing.
That's why it's so annoying with all these Cubs fans like complaining. It's like, yeah, I get it. He hasn't done anything. But it's not like the guys you still want are still on. Like, is Bellinger not still a free agent? I would be upset if he signed elsewhere and they haven't done anything. But like, he's still available. Hoskins is still available. It's not like,
they could very, very much still build a team I'd be jealous of on the north side. We'll put it that way.
These things take time.
But I also understand why I'd be in the same. They made the big signing, getting their manager, getting counsel. And Fitz put that crazy stat in the group chat. Like, it has now been 50 days since the Cubs signed counsel, and it's 49 days till spring training, pitchers and catchers report. So we are now closer to pitchers and catchers reporting than we are to when Craig Counsell signed.
Damn.
I can get why they're a little antsy. But we got a lot of White Sox shit to talk about. We're going to talk about what's happening, what we think should happen, and where it's going. We got a lot of shit to talk about, so let's tap this keg. As always, the show is brought to you by Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Make sure you're downloading the app, turning on push notifications so you'll be the first to know what the Bears do with their draft picks and anything else that happens in Chicago sports in real time. Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Leave an app review, too, because that seems to be helping a lot more in the Apple Store. So, Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Turn on the push notifications. We are not talking NASCAR till the end, Sally. You're going to have to sit through White Sox talk. Also brought to you by Uncle Bud's. 9700 South Cicero for you OG Southsiders. That is where TC's used to be in Oak Lawn. 9700 South Cicero, actually right next to the new Taco Bell, which is, I guess we needed another one of those. And they got food, they got beers, craft beers, local spirits. It's always a good time there. Great food menu as well. Appetizers, main meals. You can go there and have a nice dinner, or you can go there and just put something in your stomach and drink and watch all the games. Whatever you want to do. Specials all the time. There's always something going on there, folks. I cannot stress this enough. One night's karaoke, the next night's trivia. They have bingo, those slot machines that are definitely payout. I am living proof of that. Uncle Buzz, 9700 South Cicero. Apparently, Mitch, a couple people have now told the owners who are related to me that Pinwheels sent them. And the first someone told them that, they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, your cousin show? I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then this last one,
I haven't received any residual checks yet.
Yep, I got a text on what was it? I want to say Friday night or Saturday, whatever, a couple days ago, from a buddy of mine. He's like, I told your uncle Pinwheel sent me. He brought over a round of Vegas bombs. So there you go. You never know what's going to happen. All right, fellas, that's the business side of things. We got the sponsors out of the way. So let's get excited about not having to watch Corey Lee play Major League Baseball. So for those of you that don't know what I'm referencing, it's been rumored for a while that they were interested. And with the whole Chris Getz being like, hey, this team needs to play defense. And I guess apparently they're just planning on winning games 1 or 2-0. He went out and signed a 37-year-old Martin Maldonado. You might know him from the Houston Astros. As I mentioned, he's 37 years old, bats and throws right-handed. Not known for the stick, fellas. And he's definitely not winning any track and field races anytime soon. But what he is known for is being an above-average defensive catcher. His blocks, his pop time, caught stealing were all in a 70 percentile or above this last year, which was actually a down year for him in a lot of defensive categories. And after I've been reading a lot, it seems like a lot of the baseball press has all kind of agreed that it wasn't his fault, putting a lot of stuff on the Astros pitching staff for the down defensive year, which I think was weird. Yeah. But I'm going to go to our guest first. Alex, Martin Maldonado, your initial thoughts.
It's a backup catcher. Can't really get too upset about it. especially after like spending the past 2-3 months, everybody thinking we were going to trade for Salvi. I'll definitely take him at $4 million over whatever's left on Salvi's contract. So can't get too bad. He does know if game calling was so important enough to keep Sebi Savala on the roster with his 30 WRC plus, Mitch.
15 seconds in, Mitch.
I'll take like
That's
a
all right.
much. That is technically an offensive upgrade right there.
How many 3 home run games
Can
does
always
Mulder
be
have in
worse.
his career? So just don't that.
I got a feeling I'm going to be refereeing a lot tonight, folks.
We're in a NASCAR chat together, and you should see, like, yeah, I mean, he's a Kyle Busch fan, so we don't get along too well in that chat either. So, yeah.
I kind of know what that means, but so Martin Maldonado in 13 seasons, he has 111 home runs, which basically averages out. He's like 10 to 15 homers a year.
Yeah, he's
His
hit
average-
15 home runs each of the past 2 seasons. I don't think did Sebi and Yaz combined for 15 last year.
I have no idea, to be honest with you, because I know it probably not. Knowing that White Sox team without even, I can pretty confidently say no. The thing that is a little worrisome is in 11th season, he is hitting basically 200, 207 to be exact. He's not going to hit it for average a lot, but
Hasn't hit
like
above
Alex,
100 since 2020. Fun.
no. But like Alex said, backup catcher brings a lot of much needed experience and leadership to what seems to be going to be a younger team. They went out and got Max Stassi, who I'm guessing is going to be your starting catcher, which our friend, our good buddy, Uncle Beefloaf, tweeted out the WRC plus of the White Sox catchers combined, and then the WRC plus of the new catchers. Ladies and gentlemen, we're George Jefferson. We're moving on up, so yeah, I wear the Dodgers hat for those in the chat because I'm waiting on my 10-year $400 million contract from the Dodgers. I feel like if I wear this hat enough, it'll come.
Yeah.
But so with the Maldonado signing, the Max Stassi going to get there, obviously the big trade trip still being Dylan Cease. Let's go Mitch this time. What do you want to see as the next move from the White Sox?
A good return for Dylan Cease, I think. Well,
what's a good return?
I would say at least a top 100 prospect in 2 of a team's top 10 in the organization, I think would be reasonable considering what he did last year. So that's what I would be. That's what I'd be looking for. Preferably something that can help fill long-term second base and or right field. But I'll take best available. I ain't picky. Beggars can't be choosers.
No, I'm curious because this seems to be a pretty big topic of debate. Alex, what is a good return for Dylan Cease for you?
I'd say Mitch is on the right track. I think with the pitching market out there, because now that Yamamoto and Shohei are gone, you can probably get like 2 top 100 guys. You can probably push the Orioles for a third, or the Reds for a third, just based on the demands. But I, just like Mitch said, I think you probably need to find your right fielder in the return for Cease, given the market.
Like they cannot. That would be the next thing. If it's not the Cease trade, like they got to get a right fielder. Like they cannot trot Gavin Sheets out there again. The only reason you have Sheets on the roster is a left-handed power bat. And quite frankly, like he didn't do that last year. I think part of that was because he was playing the outfield. I know we heard Andrew Vaughn say it his first year, like not being used to it. It does affect your legs late in the year. The numbers reflected that at the plate. Same thing if you look at Sheets' numbers late in the year. Now they weren't good like throughout the season, but his splits are significantly worse the last 2 months of the year. Part of that's because he's playing the outfield. So he's hurting you on defense. He's hurting you offensively. You can't put him back in right field. And I know they're not going to win games anyway, but like, why have Sheets if you play like he doesn't? Yeah, I don't know. He can't be the right fielder. That's got to be the next goal.
And I agree. And now staying with our good friend Uncle Beefloaf, now he put out a pretty interesting article about what he's calling an unorthodox Dylan Cease trade. And you should all read the article. It's from the108.com. It's a very well put together article. Beef does his homework. He doesn't just fucking puke out 500 words like some people. I mean, it's all well put together, but the proposed trade that he had, and I want to get your 2 opinion on this because I thought it was very interesting, is the White Sox would trade Dylan Cease and the reliever Gregory Santos, who had a pretty good year, to Tampa for Randy Arozarena and second baseman Brandon Lowe. Now, this fills your right fielder, or this helps the right fielder and the second base spot for the White Sox. Randy Arozarena is only on the trading block because basically the Rays don't pay people, and he's going to be 29 years old in February. Brandon Lowe is also, he's 29. He'll be 30 in July. You get your short king in Brandon Lowe. He's 5'10". But I like it. I think it's a different trade. I know everybody likes prospects, but my thing is prospects don't always pan out. We've seen it firsthand here. And those two are pretty well-established major league players, but I'm already seeing messages in the comments, so I'm going to turn Alex loose on this. Alex, what do you think about that return?
I like the concept. I'm just not really a fan of the players getting back. Randy's good, but Brandon Lowe has played like over 100 games once in his MLB career. Randy had an interesting 2020 offseason. I'll let you Google that.
Yep.
But if you could get established major leaguers, that's one way they could go about, like I said, just filling that outfield hole through the Cease trade. But Lowe, you get for like 10 million, maybe he plays 80 to 100 games, and Cease is getting expensive, so I don't think the Rays would be too interested in that. But
That's
I
a good
do
point.
like the concept.
The Rays don't necessarily like to pay people. Mitch, what do you think about Randy and Lowe for season?
I really like the idea. I just don't know if it fits with the White Sox current timeline because Randy's aging. So like if they were trying to contend right now, I would say like absolutely. But I feel like one, the Sox, as we know, don't like to pay people. So once Randy's up, you're going to have to pay him. He is getting to his 30s. So I feel like by the time this team's finally ready, like has the pitching to contend, which is going to take about a year or two, I don't know if the timeline matches up. So if you're locking them down long term, maybe, but I don't know. I just I thought it was interesting if we were still contenders, maybe, but I don't know if the timeline matches up.
That makes sense to me. So I like this. I quote tweet it right away. Do it now. And my biggest thing, one, I think Randy helps a team whose fan base is morally just in the absolute fucking toilet get a very energetic player, a very well-liked player throughout the league. I know, Alex, what happened in 2020 wasn't the greatest offseason, but people are short-term memories these days. You know, we're all like squirrel. And so you get a guy who made a big statement in WBC. He's got the signature arm cross move, big smile, big personality. You know, the White Sox love the Latinos down there. They love getting people from Puerto Rico, Cuba, all these guys, and Mexico. And I think that's a natural fit. He's been to the playoffs. He's gone deep in the playoffs. I feel like he's respected. I feel like some of these younger guys like Luis Robert and, maybe even Oscar Colas, he can maybe squeeze some fucking blood from that stone. It might help. Who knows? You never know. Lowe, I'm with you on the injuries are a little scary. But as anyone that watches this show knows, I base a lot of my baseball opinions on MLB The Show, and I hit fucking nukes with that guy. So I wouldn't mind having Brandon Lowe. And he could also play the outfield if needed in a pinch. But all that being said, and I've seen so many fucking hypothetical trades for Dylan Cease. It's at the point now, I thought as soon as Yamamoto signed, we would hear something soon. I'm just waiting for the Baltimore Orioles have traded for Dylan Cease for here's the laundry list. Randy is a fake Mexican. I think he stayed in a Holiday Inn there once and got citizenship to play in WBC. That's actually a really cool story if you go down to it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys both are you guys with me with you would prefer Baltimore be the trade destination?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty set.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we had I've seen some people that were pretty bummed out that Yamamoto got signed by the Dodgers because they were hoping Cease could work out a Dodgers trade, but
see, I disagreed. I thought that was the best case scenario for them because one, they already traded the guy that apparently Getz was targeting, that Peapod or whatever his name was. Yeah, they traded him in the Glasnow trade, so that was one of the guys they're targeting. And now that they stockpile all the pitching, supposedly, all these other teams that still need arms are still in the mix. So, might as well have all the pitching go to the Dodgers. That way these other teams are still looking. So I thought that was best case scenario for the Sox.
Yeah. And as soon as the Yankees traded for Soto, right away.
Mhm.
You just come on, Baltimore. Did you not get bounced in the first round of the playoffs last year because you didn't have fucking pitching? You have a great 1 through 9, and you got bounced in the first round. I know they're kids, but you decided to not.
Would the Yankees be a possible landing spot for Cease now that they missed on Yamamoto?
I think so.
I would think so. But Alex, I know you know pretty depth on a lot of teams. What would you need back from the Yankees? Can you give, if you could think of names, because the Yankees farm system isn't what it has been in years past. It's pretty top heavy after Jason Dominguez. It kind of gets. Now, are you going to need an MLB guy from them, or you still want to do the prospect?
If they start with Dominguez, I think that's a pretty good starting point. He would be the outfielder of the future. He is coming back from TJ though, so he won't really help you in 24, but 24 doesn't really matter. And from there, get a couple of their pitchers or another infielder, but outside of Dominguez, the position player prospects aren't too enticing. So
right. Yeah, I definitely see the Yankees. I mean, they need pitching too, especially because the dude that threw the perfect game, is he out of the league now? The guy that
I
threw
think he's
is
a free
drunk.
agent.
Yeah. I don't
He's
think
got he likes to taste the booze too much. Which I guess these days that's really not as bad as some of these other guys. Fucking.
He also has another issue.
Yeah, he gets a little angry.
Domestic violence.
Yeah, he gets angry and gets punchy. Yeah, that goes with the drinking. But the Yankees definitely need pitching. I know they have the reigning Cy Young Award winner, but he pitches once every 5 games. And that's not how you win, playoff series. Rodon definitely had a down year for them. And I think Carlos, unfortunately, those injuries are really catching up to him. But for me, for Cease, I don't prospect MLB ready guy, whatever. I need at least a right fielder or a second baseman, preferably both. And then throw in, if you need to do the prospect side of things, throw in a pitching prospect. That's where the Dodgers would have been sexy because the Dodgers have a fuck ton of pitching prospects. But watch Cease go to the Rays and win that fucking Cy Young. It's just, oh, God damn it. 3 of my 5 kids are top fucking senior. Oh, oh man. All right. So I guess after the Cease chip, which is the biggest chip the White Sox have, but they have so many holes still left to fill. I had someone tweet at me like, well, what else do you think the White Sox, anyone not named Luis Robert, they need every other position can be solidified. So I guess if you are Chris Getz, you obviously have a direction you're going with this team is cheap and defensive. But if you were to step out of that zone, I got a name that I'd like them to still pursue, but I'd like to hear from both of you. Who's that next guy you're going to? Alex, we'll start with you.
I'd see if you could flip Eloy for an established starting pitcher. Just call around. Just get someone besides, with Steve's gone, you would literally have no established starting pitchers on the roster. So see whatever you can get. If you can, move that money with the defensive emphasis. I don't really see the fit for Eloy moving forward because even though he would be a great DH, the org has kept trying to put him in left field, and that hasn't really worked out. Maybe Getz is more committed to making him DH, but
yeah, go ahead, Mitch.
Well, I was gonna say we talked about this on the show before, but I completely agree. That's what I was gonna say too. I said that at the beginning of the offseason. He was not a fit. I think you should try and trade him. The guy I would get to replace him, I think a little Jorge Soler would be nice in that lineup. They need some
motherfucker.
They need some pop version of Eloy. He's able to hit some home runs. I know the injuries have been there, and he was a little inconsistent last year, but he hits bombs consistently, and we need some guys.
He does.
So that's what I would go after.
That was the guy that I was talking about. I'd like to see him still go after Jorge Soler. I mean, I know they wouldn't go after him because they already got a bunch of aging mid-tier catchers, but I was kind of hoping for Mitch Gardner, but he was a Christmas gift to the Mariners on Christmas Eve, which was swept under the rug a little bit, but that's I think a really good signing for them, actually. But
I
yeah,
don't-
I think what you
I
don't
was
like
gonna
Mitch
say,
Garver, do you?
I didn't get the well. I didn't hate the Maldonado signing though. If I'm being completely honest, Getz has been honest what he wants to do. He wants to improve the defense up the middle, and he does just that. If you look at position players, all position players, he's 16th with an 11.4 WAR among active position players right now. So he's no scrub. I know, like last year, there were some concerns with the pitch framing and pop time and all that, but like even more than that, and that's why I really liked Salvi more than most. He's a good clubhouse guy. Like everyone says he's going to be a future coach. Like they can see it. He worked really well with that Astros pitching staff. There's a reason they kept him around as long as they did on those contending teams, despite the fact he couldn't hit his weight. So I do think it's, he's a short-term piece, but like the year he's here with that young pitching staff and with some of the issues they had in the clubhouse last year, like that's the type of guy you want to bring in. So I'm not expecting much, but I do think he's a good fit there, and I do think it's going to improve the defense. I thought it was a sneaky good signing there for old Chris. It's not moving the needle. I'm not jumping up and down, but I like the move.
Mm-hmm.
And to Alex's point, I mean, the White Sox don't have any established starting pitching, but they got a lot of guys. And if you're going to get the most out of those guys, you need an old dog like a Maldonado back there.
What was the one thing that they said about Grandal last year? Jesse Rogers had that report. Grandal is no friends of the pitchers. Well, that's going to help. You don't want that type of guy in with the young pitching staff. So Maldonado, maybe that'll help him a little bit.
Yep. Jack Mitch upgraded to a Winnebago. That's a double wide now. He's running full reports out of there. Yeah, I guess I didn't really feel any type of way about the Martin Maldonado signing. I've always known him from Houston. He was always the guy. Was it 3 playoffs ago where he was just gunning dudes out in the playoffs from his knees like it was nothing? I mean, that's a weapon. And the White Sox in recent years have been a terrible team at holding runners at first or even second base. People ran all over them. But
170 led the league last year, most stolen bases.
Yeah. So. And some of that's on the pitching staff, but I've since the beginning of free agency, he's not the best fielder. I get that in Jorge Soler. Like he's really not. I mean, there's no way around it, but it's a little bit, he's 31, 6'4", 235 pounds of pure fuck you. Like the dude just hits absolute tanks. If you're able to go out and get an outfielder that can be out there, you trade Eloy, dump that salary. The only thing that gets me hung up is he's going to want to get paid.
So
yeah.
I
mean, to go back to John's question in the chat about why Eloy over Soler, because there's a lot of cheap teams that'd rather pay Eloy $13 million than Soler $20 million.
Because with Eloy, you at least have like the upside. Well, he could be even better. There's always that what if with Eloy, where I think you're right. A team would bite on rolling the dice with Eloy.
Yeah, and I could definitely see it. I mean,
Cincinnati seems like a team I could see trading for Eloy. I think that would be fit for him.
Eloy probably hits 40 bombs if he plays for the Reds.
Yeah,
that ballpark, the ball fucking jumps out of that team.
Well, I mean, it doesn't guaranteed rate field too. He doesn't hit.
I know it's just something about Cincinnati though. I think it's just people hit like more last row shots in Cincinnati or something. Just how the ballpark's built. But I'll tell you what, I'm very curious to see when we get closer to spring training the opening win-loss lines for teams. If Cincinnati is relatively low, I'm hammering that over. I love that team. I love a lot of the young guys on that team. I mean, I know the 108 will do their whole preseason show where they do the overs and unders, so I don't want to get too into that, but that's just you guys should know by now. I like the teams that are fun, the teams that make watching a game fun, and that's the Orioles, that's the Reds, that's the Diamondbacks, that's the Dodgers are going to be a lot of fucking fun this year. I mean, that's a professional fucking team. I mean, I don't know. It's been really funny to me to watch the rest of baseball Twitter who are not Dodgers fans try to almost like shit on Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto when you know any of them would cut their left arm off to have them on their team. But I mean, how do you guys feel about, $1 billion in 2 players?
That doesn't guarantee him. I'm fine with it. Good for them. Let them get paid.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee you anything in baseball.
Oh yeah, they're the best brand organization in the sport. You can easily do this when you develop a bunch of superstars on your own.
Yes. Now, do you guys feel like because of this, though, the Dodgers have become almost like the Heat were with LeBron? Like people, even that have no skin in the game, are going to root against them just to be like,
Yeah,
see, you can't do that.
Mhm.
Well, maybe, but maybe not. Because part of the reason that like the LeBron thing got so much hate is because he had that whole decision thing, and it was all very public. I'm taking my time. Where it was the complete opposite with Ohtani. He didn't want to make a big thing about it. It was like no one knew what the hell was going on. So I think that'll be a little different. Ohtani's a little bit more of a likable personality than LeBron was in his Heat years. So I think that'll help.
Very true.
Very true. And then you see the videos of Ohtani giving Joe Kelly's wife a fucking Porsche. I didn't know that he had a sponsorship deal with Porsche, though. That sneaky fuck. That was a big commercial.
He had the New Balance. Yeah, I didn't know he had Porsche net too. Yeah,
that
I knew he raked in a shit ton of sponsorship money, but had no clue on who the companies were. That does make a lot of sense now.
Yes, I was reading.
How pissed would you be if you were Kelly? Just Shohei out here giving cars to your wife.
Ended up like to play Chicago half a year now. This bastard's giving my wife cars.
Joe had to have been the one filming because someone was filming the wife answering the door. So he all for the number 17. But yeah, I was reading that basically was just a big ass Porsche social media publicity stunt.
100%.
He got his number out of it too. So
yeah, and it's just been wild. Like I said, we're 49 days from pitchers and catchers reporting, and fucking the amount of money that Shohei's already generated for the Dodgers and all of his, sponsors and all this shit through all of this stuff is just astronomical. And that's why you could justify giving the motherfucker $700 million. He's going to get it back.
Pay for itself over the long run.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You're getting such a return on your investment. Because now you got a whole country that's going to be buying your team's merchandise.
Between him and Yamamoto, yes. 100% yes.
Oh, and by the way, you got the best player in the world, too. Like, forget all, like, the TV revenue and sponsorship. You also got the best player in the world on it, too. Like, I don't get these guys. Like, you can't spend money on them.
A very heartfelt shout out to my guy, Herb Lawrence. Super chat says, hit the like button. Hello, Zoe, Mitch, and Alex.
Appreciate you,
Herb, man. Hope you had a really good holiday, Herb. And if I don't talk to you beforehand, have a great New Year. I will be seeing you on January 6th at the From the 108 show. Mitch, you're not going to be in Chicago, are you?
I will be at the beginning of January. I don't know if I'll be there on the 6th, though. I think I fly back on the 2nd, I think. I have to look.
All right. Let me know. I'll hold the back door open for you. You can kind of sneak in there. I got you.
Steve's going to throw me out if he sees me.
He might. Guy fucking hates you. But, yeah, and other than that, it's been pretty quiet, as we all thought it would be between Christmas and New Year's. Not only do, corporate people not work, I'm guessing a lot of these free agents and stuff are chilling, getting ready, but I got to think the other shoe's going to drop on kind of the second wave of free agency. I know Fids, along with a lot of other Cubs fans, are now pretty set that Cody Bellinger is going to be one of those guys that doesn't sign till like 2 days before spring training because he's going to just wait and see. And I mean, he's kind of earned that right. And he's asking for a fuck ton of money. So, but who do you guys think is the next big name to drop?
Are there any other real big names besides Bellinger left?
I guess the word big is being used loosely there. I saw Bleacher Report did like a Instagram slideshow and like, who's the next big free agent? And like 3 slides in, it was like Tim Anderson. And I was like, come on, guys. what are we doing here? But I don't know. I'm hoping the next big thing is the Cease trade, to be honest with you, just because it's Snell. I would guess Snell would be a big
Snell
name.
too. Snell and Montgomery.
Yeah,
I guess those 2 names would affect the Cease trade as well, because any team that we've mentioned could easily just scoop them up on free agency. I got to imagine Snell's going to be looking for a big bag.
Yeah, coming off the Cy Young too. But do you really think teams like the Orioles or Reds are going to pay either or those guys?
I don't think they
No,
can sell money. Yeah.
no, and I don't think Texas lets Jordan Montgomery get out of there.
Yeah, I
think-
agree with you. Yeah, I think he goes back. Yeah, I agree.
I actually don't know what's taking so long because he won a ring. The team was great. They seemed so fucking tight knit. Like he had a great season. The team's only getting stronger. They got all their big dogs signed for a long time. I don't understand. I mean, obviously money talks and everything like that, but I think it has to be a significantly massive offer for him to jump ship. I don't know. Do you guys
And
see
if
him going anywhere
he-
else?
Maybe Boston, because apparently he lives there in the off season. But other than that, yeah, like
I
you
could
said,
see
probably
that-
back to Texas.
Yeah, I could see that or the Mets throwing money at a starter since they missed out on Yamamoto. Because I heard they were interested in Cease too. They might be trying to add another pitcher, so I could see maybe them throwing a lot of money at something.
I just from what I've read, I don't think they'll be in that tier. I saw a bunch of my fan friends were melting down after one of the beat writers posted is like their next target after missing Yamamoto is going to be Giolito.
I mean,
So
you could
we'll
do
see
worse.
there.
You do worse than old Lucas.
You got to feel for like a team like the Mets or the Giants. These teams got big banks, a lot of money to spend, and they just keep getting basically turned down
Only
left and
spending
right.
it on 40-year-old pitchers.
Right, and it's a tough look, especially the Mets. Man, they had that big off season,
Mhm.
and they didn't even keep Verlander or Mad Max around for a full season. Just, yeesh. I don't know.
I mean, they did do pretty well in both the trades, but when you flex the money that your owner has, going into a rebuild isn't the best, especially in that New York market.
Sorry, my Connor Bedard first goal of the game bet just hit, so that's awesome. That kid's so fucking good.
He's
I
such a
fucking
stud.
love that kid.
That Michigan
Oh,
goal the other day. Oh my god, that was sick.
I was
Seeing that
laughing.
live was insane.
Oh, that's all. Oh, damn. I was kind of just flipping between a bunch of different things, and then I got my phone just absolutely just blew up. Like, did you see the Michi? I was laughing though at all these old like PK Subban and all these other guys that aren't in the league anymore. If he did that shit versus me, I'd put his fucking head through the glass. Beat it. Beat it. It's good for the game. Do you know how many people that don't even fuck with hockey were talking about that goal,
Mhm.
watching that highlight? The kid's 18 years old, man. It's good for
Didn't
the
he do it on
game.
his backhand too and like whip it around? Like I
And he had
thought,
dudes, yeah, and he had dudes coming from both sides of the net at him. The other guy that did it the same night, he was all by himself. But like, yeah,
it's so even if you are by yourself, the difficulty level on that goal is insane. People make it look like he makes it look so easy. Like I don't think people realize how hard it is to like get it on your stick and then keep it. Yeah, that's it.
we tend to drift off, Alex. You know how it goes on this show.
Yeah.
We definitely get derailed on things, but he actually has like 20 first period goals now. So if anybody out there likes to dabble with the old sports books, Bedard first goal of the game is usually a pretty decent bet. You throw $20 down, you win 200. So it's not bad, but I don't know where else you guys want to go with Major League Baseball. We got a lot of time here.
Do we want
Talk
to
about what
guess
we want.
the mystery reliever that the White Sox are supposedly close to signing for Chili's guy?
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I gotta pull that list up.
So he said a lefty, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Correct? I should say. He said so.
Diekman's coming home. Let's go.
I saw someone said hater, and I just fucking laughed. Like, you think they're gonna drop that much money on a fucking reliever? You're absolutely fucking
I
insane.
could see Han doing that, so thank God he's not in power.
My money's
Right.
on Drew Pomeranz. That's what I'm going with.
Sounds like a White Sox guy.
That's why. Yeah, it sounds like White Sox.
So it's a free agent, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
I think Beef posted the list.
Yeah, see, so it's the options are from Beef's list. Richard Bleer,
Wait. I thought Beef blocked you, Mitch. How are you seeing his tweets?
He didn't block me, he just unfollowed me. We just don't follow each other. We still keep it. Yeah, we have a business relationship. Aroldis Chapman, Jake Diekman, Josh Fleming, Jarlin Garcia, Amir Garrett, Josh Hader, Brad Hand, Tim Hill,
Yeah, Merrick Garrett.
Brandon Hughes, Aaron Loop, Matt Moore, Wandy Peralta, Drew Pomeranz, Jolie Rodriguez, Andrew Suarez, Brent Suter, and Justin Wilson. Take your pick.
Can I say no? Because those are, woo, girl. Those are just not great options.
A lot of, they're all in like their 30s too, except for Brandon Hughes and Fleming. Other than that, a bunch of guys in their mid 30s.
I don't like any of that. I mean, is there a certain guy you guys pick out of there?
I think maybe I saw a lot of people saying Matt Moore, so that does make sense. But
Wait a minute.
Like you guys said,
I think
not a lot
Josh
of
Hader would be
attractive
nice.
names.
Uh-oh.
Is that Beef Loves music?
Hey, what's up,
That's
guys?
Beef
How
Loves
we
music.
doing?
What's going on?
Mitch-
Good to see you, boys.
Mitch, this
Good to
whole
see you
show
too.
has been strategically put together
There
just
we
for
go.
you and Beef Loaf to hash this shit out.
There's
By the
nothing
end
to
of-
hash out. I
By
got
the end
no
of the
beef.
show, you two will be following each other, and by
Starting 2024.
The only reason
Let's go.
Jumping into the new year, right? That's
That's
good
right.
stuff.
I want to see retweets from both of you. I want to see likes. I know Beef's a like horse, so he wants some more likes.
I like to receive likes. I also give a lot of likes. I was realizing I give so many more likes than everyone else. I started being a little stingier. I was like, fuck you guys. Give me more likes before I start giving out all my valuable likes out there in the internet. But no, I have no beef against Mitch. And for those in the comments are like, what the fuck? Why am I here? And why would Mitch and I have a beef? Here's the story. We'll go back in time. So a long time ago, I would come on this show, Pinwheels and Ivy Show, back when I was invited on this show. No, actually, I shouldn't fuck around because Zoe invited me the other, 2 weeks ago, and I was like, bro, I cannot. I'm getting ready to go to Vegas. I got to get shit done at work. Otherwise, I would have been on here a couple weeks ago. But I would come on and I would give Mitch some shit and say, you got to really get in these guys' face with your takes and all this stuff. I'll put you in the 108 tournament. So he started being a little more bold, especially with Fids. And I love, shove it right in Fids' face. I mean, if anyone, that's the guy you really fucking shove on. So I put him in the 108 tourney. The guy does great. Tremendous content. Everyone is impressed with the content and also shockingly impressed at how hot his girlfriend is when he comes to the Bums tailgate during the summer. So he's the belle of the goddamn ball, right? But he had a little chip on his shoulder because Josh Nelson didn't know who he was, right? So he made a snide comment at Josh. We were at Josh. I was at Josh Nelson's wedding, and some of the 108ers were there too. Yes, I do like pie. I was eating some pie earlier. This is not going to end with a be well. We're not going to be well. I just want to give the story. So Mitch shot a comment at Josh, messing with Josh. Now, when on a man's wedding day, he can't really defend himself on Twitter. He's doing a lot of things. So on your wedding day, you're going a million different places. You can't pay attention to the ongoings on Twitter. So I shot back at Mitch in a fun way, I thought. And then 2 days later, I looked at Mitch and unfollowed me. So I'm like, dude got pissed. He hate unfollowed me. Now, he might not have hate unfollowed me, but that's a story I want to believe. It might have just been one of these spontaneous unfollows. I have no idea. So I held on to it for a while. And then I sent it to Alex Rude. And look, if you want a scandalous story to get even more scandalous, you hand it over to Alex Rude, and it's just going to explode and mushroom it. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, you're going to find the spot that gets in there. So then this kind of gets out in the streets a little bit. And Zoe finds out about it. And then, of course, I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but of course, fucking Father Zoe does want to make a big deal. He's like, yeah, fuck you guys, let's go. And he fucks with Mitch and I, right? So Mitch, I think, feels obligated. He follows me back, right? But I never refollow him, okay? So this is maybe where it's my fault, right? I don't refollow him because I'm like, I want to see, is he guilted into following back? Or does he really want to follow the Beef Loaf back? And I don't know if he felt dissed that I didn't follow back. So he's like, fuck Beef Loaf. I'm not following him anymore. And believe you me, Mitch, I do the same thing. I do that shit all the time. It's like, I can't believe this prick unfollowed me. And I'm like, I'll tell Teresi, I unfollowed that motherfucker. Fuck them. So I get that sort of level of pettiness. So no hard feelings from me whatsoever. I love Mitch. I love Mitch's work too.
Same here. The second half of that story is true. Now, the first half, first off, I had no idea it was his wedding when I was firing at him. So now you kind of throwing an ass for that.
Yes.
So yeah,
it was a good shot though. I got to be honest with you, it was funny. I guess I should pull it back up because it was really funny. But it was funny at the time, and I was cracking up at the table, and I'm like, all right, I can't help myself. I gotta. And I'm not like we're in between toasts, and I'm going on the Twitter machine like, what a bad guest at a wedding. Like these guys fucking around on Twitter. He should be paying attention to the toast.
I'll be honest though, I like it. Full honestly, I didn't realize I had even unfollowed you. I thought you unfollowed me when I was covering the NASCAR race. You're like, I can't stand all this fucking left turn content.
Which I would
need to break.
totally understand.
No.
I figured this. So I looked. I was like, oh, he unfollowed. So then I unfollowed. Then I was like, all right, we'll follow him back. And then that's where it was true. I followed him back. Waited a little bit. He's like, he wouldn't follow me back. I'm like, all right, fuck this. The first time I didn't even realize I hadn't followed you. There was nothing. Yeah, that was like.
Mitch, I want to believe your story, even though I'm not 100% sure I believe it, because not that long ago, I haven't told this on any of the things. Not that long ago, I'm looking through my feed or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? White Sox Dave unfollow me? I'm like, White Sox Dave been following me for 10,000 years. So I reach out to Dave. I'm like, Dave, what the fuck? What'd I do, man? Why you unfollow me? He's like, bro, I ain't unfollow you. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, right? So he immediately follows me back, and we're chatting in the DM. Sometimes the spontaneous unfollow does happen. It just seemed to be such a fucking coincidence. In this case, that's all I'm saying.
Multiple clicks to unfollow somebody.
It's a dink, right?
I'm just spontaneous.
Well, that's why when Alex pointed it out, I was like, what? I didn't realize I had followed. So that's why I followed him back. So but
And then,
then people started
so
throwing
you guys
gas.
both understand the origin villain of this whole story is Josh Nelson.
Oh, bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows
Because
bad guy. Also,
none of this
Not a family
happens
man.
unless because I forgot Mitch what we tweeted at him, and I was like, yeah, Mitch said that, and he goes, who the hell's Mitch? And I'm like, on the show, in Wheels, been on. And so that started the whole thing, and I think that's what instigated Mitch to go after Josh. Not
And see, here's the thing with Josh. Josh is a dear friend of mine, all right? But you never know if he truly just doesn't know or if he's being a huge prick by saying something, right? Because he did this to you guys recently, Zoe. I don't remember what show it was. He goes, we're talking about something, and he goes, yeah, and Pinwheels and Ivy, I think they're still doing their thing, right? And I'm like, motherfucker, you know they're still doing their thing. He's fucking giving you some shit just because he wants to give some shit. Like, he tries to play the nice guy. He's like the perfect talking head guy, but he's not as bad a guy as Treasy, but he's a bad guy also. So just watch out for him, okay? And people in the comments are talking about the Be Well. We're not reiterating the Be Well story, okay? This is nothing near that, okay? Not even close to that level, all right?
Not a Be Well moment. This is just two of my favorite guys. I need them following each other again. Alex,
we got to get it back, right? We got to bring it back.
Yes, we need to get it back.
Clean slate. New year, clean.
I see Mitch is opening Twitter right now. He doesn't want to.
I'm doing it. I'm going to look for him. No, let me go first.
So
let me find you. All right, let me find you. Boom. Follow button has been pressed. Okay, I'm in. I have to commit because I was the guy who had the alligator arms at dinner. That time. So I had to pull back. I thought honestly, I thought you guys gonna. Well, there we go, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
We're making history on.
I thought you were gonna have me on earlier. You guys are talking about my article, and I write that article. And of course, Alex Rude messaged me like 2 hours later. He goes, "This is why I'm not in on your guy." And it's some story about Randy Rosarino beating up his father-in-law or something like that. Now that's bad, but sometimes father-in-laws got to get their ass kicked. So I need to know the whole story before I'm totally out on him.
You don't know what he said.
Well, it was his kid though, right? It was his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's still bad, but I didn't need to know. Like, look, if Mrs. Beef is holding out on me, and I got
goes a long way,
and I gotta kidnap Bonita. Some shit might need to go down. We'll see. I don't know, but yeah, it's bad stuff, all right? But I like him as an outfielder. I'll bring him in.
Boys will be boys when you're batting over 300.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
what is this?
Now that people are being followed and the follow buttons have been hit, Beef, let's talk about that trade because we mentioned it earlier, and I just from a fan standpoint, bringing people in, I think Randy Rosarino would be a massive hit on the South Side. Now, I guess one thing that I wanted to ask you, are you concerned, and Alex brought it up briefly when we were talking about it, are you concerned about Lowe's injury history or what he could possibly bring to the table? And yes, comment section, I've pivoted to fucking baseball. Deal with it.
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, on all that stuff, I agree 100% with Alex. Like, there is a ton of risk in Lowe. The injury risk, he's had back injury, so that's like the toughest thing. His strikeout rate is also high, like 25, 27%. When that falls off the table, it's cooked, right? But the genesis behind the idea, and I just picked the Rays because they're very vocal about, like, we want to trade a Rosarino. So I'm like, okay, how can we do it with the Rays? But there's probably other teams you could do this with. Like, why, if everyone's hoarding prospects and they've become such valuable currency that, like, the trades for prospects are so watered down these days, why not just trade for some real life major league talent and see if you can go in that direction to kind of fix the team, especially if you're trying to turn around quick, especially in an environment where 12 teams make the playoffs and soon enough it'll be 14 teams. It's like there's no need to really rebuild again. You have the valuable commodity in Cease, one who I think is probably not as valuable as the White Sox think it is. Like, I know there's been a lot of the comparisons to Luis Castillo, that trade. And I agree. He's probably about as valuable as Castillo was. But you had the Mariners trying to make the playoffs for the first time in 20 years. It was like a special occurrence that they got that much in a deal. So, like, I see how what they're asking for is probably pretty far away from what they're actually going to get in prospect capital. Mix it up. Try to grab something that is current. And these two guys have 3 years left of control. It's not like they're out the door in a year or something like that. They could stay longer than Cease would, you know?
I think Lau is on his options after this year. So
yeah, 2 options. That's right. After this year, that's correct. So you could actually, if it doesn't work with him, you could send him packing as well. Like you have a little optionality there, but you have a potential for 3 years with each of the guys because the Rosarina will be an RBR 2 and he's a Super 2 guy, so he'll be 2, 3, 4 on that. So so it's just a concept. So like I hope someone else goes and looks and says, oh, this other team would actually be an even better fit, and here's the pieces, and here's an outfielder that the Sox could use or whatever. It was more of a jumping off point of like, fuck, they don't seem to be getting anything going. And every milestone we say, when Glasnow gets signed, something will happen. When Yamamoto, or when he gets traded, something will happen. When Yamamoto's signed, something will happen. Now we're on when Snell and Montgomery sign, something will happen. It's like, we're running out of shit. You know, like they're going to have to get more creative or be content with maybe they hang on to him to the trade deadline.
So to that exact point, how Seattle was desperate when they made the trade. As you mentioned, they were trying to make the playoffs, and I feel like Baltimore could be compared to that because Baltimore now looks back, sees they have an insanely talented young rookie of the year. Adley Rutschman's a superstar player. You can build like they have a great team. They get bounced in the first round of the playoffs because they have no fucking pitching. And so I can feel like them being a team that has been notoriously cheap throughout the years as well, being say, okay, we have these guys on these rookie deals. We have them while they're cheap. Let's go get a pitcher now that we can get. We have a loaded farm system. I don't think we're getting Holiday, so all those fucking weird people can pump the brakes on that because that's not happening.
Yeah, they're the perfect partner because no matter what you like, they got it. At a position player side, they got basically everything. Like I like the shortstop, right? Now a lot of people are like, I'm not into that shortstop. It's more glove only. That's okay. They got outfielders too that then come in here and would help the White Sox right away. So they got all the shit that the White Sox could use. Seems like a perfect partner, at least if you're looking at it from our perspective, White Sox fan perspective. Like, man, whatever we end up with, whatever hand we got dealt there would be just beautiful from them. But they seem to be holding tight. They're following a similar model to the Astros, and they have a lot of Astros people there, where they're not barreling the high-end prospects. Like, they let Forrest Whitley just die down there, right? There's another pitching prospect, too, that they just let kind of die on the vine. I thought that kid was going to be
good, too. Fuck.
Yeah, and they never got anything for those guys.
I was a big Forrest Whitley guy. I was big on him. And that was MLB The Show again. I base a lot of my baseball takes on video games.
Advanced scouting.
Yeah, advanced scouting on that. But I will say after this, I'll probably, because I just drank a Red Bull at 9 o'clock at night, and I'm 40 years old, so I'll be up for 2 days. But I'll probably put a Rosarina and Lowe on the White Sox. And
need the Cubs to make some moves so the Reds get desperate.
Put some pressure on them. Yeah, exactly.
I still fuck. The Reds got some kids though. They got some players on that team. I'm a big De La Cruz guy. I know people get mad when you bring him up because he fell off and he didn't like he does highlight plays and then the stuff in between isn't fucking great. But the kid has the tools to be.
Yeah, and
he's
wait. Are you drinking eggnog?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I look. We're at the point where you got we took the turkey leftovers and made turkey pot pies tonight, my wife and I, and then I got the Ev Williams. We're gonna just hit some of this eggnog. Now I'm gonna be about a half a bottle deep. I don't know if my bowels will be able to hang on to it, so I'll stay on the show until I need to shit myself. So before I love talking baseball with you guys. Before I jump off, are there any other internet squabbles or internet fights you want to talk about? Anyone else? It doesn't even have to be any of us going on here. I'm usually into them with somebody, but anything else? Any other stuff?
I'm sure Sammy Davis Jr. is fighting with somebody right now.
Yeah, I mean, I could do a 3-hour show on Sammy Davis Jr., but
he messaged me he's at Turtles right now. If I wasn't doing this, I probably would have went down to Turtles and had a couple drinks with him just to see.
Welcome.
You know what it is? He claims he's from Bridgeport, and then like everyone I talk to from Bridgeport, they're like, yeah, I know that guy, but I've never met him. I never met the guy when we were younger. It's like we ain't that far apart. That's a blessing. Yeah, exactly.
He didn't go to D, did he?
Not that I know of. I don't remember him at D.
No, I don't think he went to D, but that's wild. No, I don't have, me personally, I've tried to even like start a beef with somebody, but I just can't really follow through with it. I don't know. It's just not I start laughing. I think shit's funny. That's why me and you get along so well, beef.
It's true,
because
yeah.
when people get real fucking serious about it, I'm just like, okay, calm down, fucker. It's Twitter, dude. Relax. Like, cheers, Bum. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.
Thank you, Johnny.
I'm not going to bed for like 5 days.
I think Praz is right. He's an Ignatius snob. I know a lot of the Ignatius guys too, but he's younger than I am, so I wouldn't maybe not know him.
Ignatius, they have their second gym overlooks the skyline of Chicago, and I fucking had 25 points freshman year in that gym. No big deal.
Oh, nice. That's a big freshman game. I like that. Nice.
Yeah, I felt very on top of the world because like you can't see the whole city. I felt like I was in a Nike commercial because you could see like the whole skyline and shit, and like I was like, fuck yeah, I'm balling out here.
Yeah, I got my senior year. We played against St. Ignatius there, and for whatever reason, I don't know if people there was grade probation or whatever. I had to start the game, and the guy who I was going against was this kid David Bruno. He was second in the Catholic League in scoring. I think it's Doug Bruno's son.
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say.
DePaul coach. And I just said, I'm just going to suffocate this kid. I ain't going to let him do shit. And so I held him to no points in the first quarter, which was like, I felt fucking great about that, getting a start. And he got none, and I got myself 4. And I'm like, all right, that's all I need to play for like the entire weekend. That's enough for me. I can just go sit on the fucking bench and chill.
Putting the clamps on.
As soon as you said Bruno, I went to his dad's camp.
Yeah. He's the longtime
definitely
DePaul
went-
coach.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
girls
I
coach. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why I dominated. But I don't know, Mitch. You don't have any other beef with anybody, do you?
Nah, I'm pretty easy going. That was hardly even a beef. That was,
I mean,
I mean, honest.
I don't know. That was more comedic, but I'm glad we got this solved.
It's good to have those things out there though. It keeps it fun. So.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some
Gotta
current
drive the rating
Twitter-
somehow. Lord knows it's
Sorry.
baseball content.
And a lot of times when these things go on, when I see like factions of Twitter, because there are factions of Twitter
Yeah.
going at each other, I like both sides. Like I'm cool with both sides of it. So I'm just like, as long as no one fucking starts stabbing someone or some shit, I'm good with this. Like they're all grown ups. Let them go. I'm seeing a lot of Gabe, a lot of people getting blocked by Gabe.
Been on a blocking spree.
Gabe's my guy. I got him on the mute right now though, because he's been a little relentless. When someone tells me to check in, or when he tags me, then I'll look at whatever it is. But there's a little too much of Gabe going on, so I gotta quiet him down for a little bit right now. The holidays are big time for Gabriel, so I gotta just quiet him down a little bit. So.
I know who Gabe is. Gabe knows who I am. Yes, I know this dude. This guy.
That's a big rivalry.
Gabe Craig.
Signal,
I mean,
how dare you.
he's a good guy. I get everything. Me and Gabe have never followed each other on Twitter. I'm okay with that. I see a lot of what he does, and it's something.
He's a character. Man.
But
I've done his live stream before. I had a ton of fun doing his live stream. He and I did like 90 minutes talking about White Sox and Bears and all kinds of other shit. Like, you know me. I'm a whore. I'll go on. I'll go on everybody's show. I love hearing the sound of my voice. Right, we in the Fester show we got some advice from Danny Parkins. He told me and the boys, specifically me, get into more Twitter fights. And so 2024 is going to be the year of more Twitter fights. We've been seeing a lot of people subtweeting us, and a lot of different. I'm not going to say who. You guys look around. You'll see who is subtweeting us. Just think about some recent tweets by My Sox Summer, and then try to find the anti-version of those tweets, and you'll find who's been subtweeting us. And that person's been subtweeting us for a while on a variety of things. So don't worry, we'll let it all lay out there for everyone once we get into the new year. We're taking it calmly into our last show tomorrow, just me and Terezi, and then we have the 108 day on actually before 108 day on Jan 6th, January 4th. Jeff Passan's coming back on the show. So we're going to talk to him little White Sox, little gets, and we're going to pitch him some ideas about ways to make the winter meetings more fun, because they're boring as fuck these days. Like, I can't believe how boring they are. It's like we're all sitting by the computer waiting for news, and fucking nothing happens. Like, two guys do anything, man. Depoto and my boy in Atlanta. Those are the only guys making moves the entire fucking thing. So we need to spice this up a little bit.
So one, I roll with you guys, so I got you in the Twitter beast. I can't wait for people to tell me that I'm riding your dick. I'm so looking forward to that. I can't wait for you're just a 108 dick rider. Saddle up. And two, I think, and I've said it before, and you guys chime in on this one, that MLB needs to take the Japanese professional league stance on free agency. You can be posted for 20 to 30 days. Once that's done, you're back on your team. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Add some,
20 days.
aggression to
20
this.
days.
Huh?
Yeah, 20 days to figure the fuck out. Because Zoe sitting here on New Year's Day refreshing his phone, hoping that fucking Cody Bellinger signs with someone. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Just pick someone and let's go.
Put in deadlines. Just
Yeah, that's what I'm
remembers
saying.
How
Yeah.
exciting the lockout offseason was. When
Yes.
everybody was signing left and right in November because they were before the December 1st deadline.
Yeah, they wanted to
Absolutely
get paid before everything shut down. Yeah, don't blame them.
Absolutely fantastic. I was all about it. It was way better. But
Although
Miley,
this year's
Summer.
boringness may be because of just having a shitty free agent class. Because
Yeah, I mean,
last year's
yeah,
winter
that's gotta be
meetings
part of
were
it,
lit.
right?
Like you had Verlander sign, Trey Turner sign, a bunch of different signings, some trades, and then this year everybody was just waiting on Shohei.
Which
Yeah,
that was
I'm
shit,
trying-
though. The Shohei free agency saga pissed me off between all the fake reports and like them not saying anything.
I was so happy when
The
it was
whole
over,
thing,
Mitch.
like,
Mitch,
I
was
saved.
when it ended. I was like, "Thank goodness this is done," because this sucked. Like all of it was terrible. And you guys were talking a little bit like LeBron getting shit, but at least LeBron's was fun because they were having a party with it, right? It was different. Shohei's was real quiet, and that's his decision. Fine, but you're right. All the fake news, all the fake bullshit, like
Although, as a
Robert
college
Herjavec's
sports
playing is
fan,
really Ohtani. Come
Flight
on,
tracking, just love it. Just
Or like a food account will tweet and it'll be like, I broke the Freddie Freeman news. Like, and they'll have like some pin thing there, and then it'll be like,
and then the conspiracy theories about how the flight was all just a CAA like decoy to get more money from the Dodgers. Love it.
It's just, I don't know. It's just annoying. And no, Fids, we're not signing with the fucking owners, but there needs to be some kind of structure to this.
Yeah, there'd be a way to figure it out where it doesn't give the owners leverage. Because he's right. You don't want to give the owners any more leverage than they already got. But
Right.
there's got to be a way to make it more fun and exciting and interesting. I mean, NBA free agency, they can't wait to sign these motherfuckers. They're signing them
Right.
before the thing's even ready. They're ready to all get fines because they've been tampering with this shit. So there's got to be a way to figure this out and make it better.
My God, you guys fucking and Missy. This shit's fucking hilarious to me.
Hey, one
Jeez.
last thing before I jump. I'm done disrupting your show. Mitch, a quick question for you with regards to the 108 tourney. Now you are, I was going to extend you the courtesy that I've extended Alyssa Bergamini, Layla Rahimi. You are on television. I don't want to pressure you to be in this goofy fucking tournament doing like weird shit on the internet when you have like a legitimate TV job. So you don't have to decide now, but let me know either way if you want to be subjected to it or you don't want to be subjected to it. I don't want to put you in a weird spot.
yeah, we'll talk in the future. It's not that I wouldn't want to be subjected. It's just having the time. Like if I'm going to be in the tournament, I'm playing to win. And it's
Of
like,
course,
to make
yes.
those videos, you got to have time. And I don't know how much time I will have. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
I'll let you-
All right. Yeah. Let's be in touch.
Look at this, folks. Look at this. Not
give
only
me
are they
a-
following each other,
He
we're
says the
getting
business
pleasantries
relationship it always has
exchanged.
been. Like
Look at this.
Exactly.
This is fucking pinwheels and ivy. Just bringing fucking people. If you got a beef, let us know. And if I give a shit, we'll bring you on the show.
All right, boys.
Fuck it,
Have
maybe-
a great New Year. I'll
right,
see. I'll
buddy.
see you guys. At the 108 day soon, and then we'll catch up.
Yep.
Otherwise, take care, my friends.
If you go to fucking Turtles, tell.
I'm not
Sammy
going to
Davis
Turtles.
I
I'm
said-
tired. I'm gonna drink eggnog and keep watching the show. Great job.
There you
guys.
go.
See you later.
Thank you, bud. Take care.
Bye.
Mitch, that was set up from the jump, man. We knew it was coming.
Bamboozled.
Alex put it all together. I was all excited. I had this ready to go. I was gonna play it when he came on and everything. I don't want to play it too much, but yeah. That was really the whole point of this. There's no way I can sit through a whole show of Steve and Ken. Zero fucking. I will mute myself and leave the show, and they can just talk it out because there's no chance. And you can't do WWE gifts when you're on a live show, so I don't know how long they could actually talk. But I don't know. Is there any other good internet that we could probably squash on here? Because we're good at this. We're 1 for 1. We're batting 1,000.
Oh,
Or do
like
we
the
just-
Yours said earlier, Missy and BLM.
Jesus.
No comment.
Oh my god, that show, Alex, the pregame show with you and Missy.
So
And by the way, you guys need to watch that. It's the pregame show with our friend Missy. She does it on Friday nights. It was a little bit delayed. Some people didn't think it was a real show. We
The
thought it was
haters
another.
said it would never happen.
I definitely thought it was a money laundering thing at first.
The haters said it would never come true, but she's 3 episodes deep, and I've watched all 3. One live, Alex. I watched yours live, but the other 2, oh, and I watched a little bit with Alexis because that's the girl. I love Alexis, but I've laughed every time. There's something. The show is it is a fucking train wreck wrapped into like pregame. If you like unscripted, just good time.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely,
yeah, the opposite of all of these other baseball podcasts. That's the show you need to watch. It's like it's a palate cleanser at the end of the week of listening to my dumb ass talk about baseball. Go watch that. Watch Alex chug a bottle of tequila and give Missy a menorah. Like that shit was fucking.
Alex in the tiger costume was pretty funny too.
That
You
was
missed
pretty
that.
good too. I don't know where that show goes from there, but it is definitely worth your time, folks, on Friday nights. All right, fellas, I was here for the Mitch B fix, so I'm going to turn. What do you two want to talk about?
Alex, you're the guest.
What do you want?
Floor is
We can
yours.
talk about you guys.
Everything that
You
I
guys can
wanna
talk about
do.
NASCAR. This is me
NASCAR minute
giving-
I feel like yeah. Do we want to put people through a NASCAR?
If you can make it entertaining, I'll call this a Hanukkah Christmas present. You two could talk about NASCAR.
It
I'll
may
give
only be
you-
entertaining for Sal.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. Comments, feel free to jump in. But do you guys got? Let's go. Do you guys got any big New Year's plans? Do you guys have any traditions on New Year's that you guys do?
Figured out last minute, like always.
Like a true
Basically.
man. Yep. What about you, Mitch?
Basically, so nothing. I don't know for the back half of the night, but like first half, New Year's Eve, mom always makes crab legs. So we'll have crab legs around like 8, and then we'll see what Then they'll probably get drunk and go somewhere.
Okay,
We'll see.
fair enough. So January 1st is my best friend for my entire life, who also is my cousin, who's a year older than me. He's a January 1st baby. So for my entire life, we go hard in the paint on New Year's Eve, wherever. Like Alex said, we figure it out the day of. And then January 1st, we would always be hungover and go to his mom and dad's house, and his dad makes the best fucking ribs. And we would sit there hungover as shit, eat the ribs, probably drink some Jameson and get back on the horse. And then I actually get more drunk on New Year's Day than I do on New Year's Eve, because we start gambling, we start doing everything. And hey, look at this, folks. We've lasted.
There we go.
We're still going.
How many days before the first unfollow?
Yeah. Oh, if one of you two unfollows each other, I'm gonna be fucking hot, and I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna come right back to the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure this shit out.
I'll tell you what's gonna happen. They're gonna be like, "Bitch, ratings are down. You got to unfollow beef. We gotta,
No.
we gotta get him back on."
That's one thing we've never done, and I'm kind of proud to say we've never had a fake fight to boost ratings. Now I know other shows have done that, and I'm not saying. Oops. Sometimes it's fun, and I've thought about it before. I've actually messaged, I think it was the 108 guys actually, where I was like, hey, let's act like we're fucking pissed about this, but then we're both like, no, this is stupid, let's not do it. But I don't know, and I know Parkin said it, I think Danny was talking more about like authentic fights, but that's just not who I am. I just can't really get in a fight with someone because I'm a big everyone's entitled to their own opinion, even if they're a complete asshole. But it's just, yeah, I don't know. All right, I guess we'll end on this note. Alex, I know you watch a good amount of college football. I like to gamble. Who are we liking on New Year's Day? Because I'm going to be putting a lot of pesos out there on New Year's Day.
I got
For bowl games, just because of like all the opt-outs and everything, usually live betting is the way to go.
Okay.
Just see how the first quarter plays out and then go from there. but from the playoffs or national championship futures, there's a lot of value on Washington right now. I think they're plus 900, and they got probably depending on the person's opinion, best or second best quarterback of the 4 teams. And
I agree.
college football is mainly about offenses, so it's probably
Okay.
a good value bet there. But
I'm not a big Texas guy, so I think I could fuck with that
Mhm.
bet.
just any of the teams
I
from
got one
Michigan
for you.
winning.
Here's a value
all I
bet
care
for you.
about.
New Year's 6 game, Cotton Bowl. Now I'm a little biased because I have had to like follow this team most of the year, but Mizzou plus 130 over Ohio State. Very good value bet. Ohio State's got a lot of guys that are opting out. Quarterback just transferred. Mizzou,
But
everyone's playing. They're
with
motivated.
Ohio State, all the backups are like 5 stars too.
I was gonna
That's the
say,
thing.
yeah.
That's true, but they haven't played together all year. So, I mean, you gotta have that Mizzou team is very underrated. They're better than a lot of people gave them credit for. They should have beat Georgia, in all honesty, in the game they played in Georgia if it wasn't for that late interception. I think if you want a little value, plus 130, you're having a motivated Mizzou team that's knowing
All right, I'm gonna put money on Mizzou, and if it bites me in the ass, Mitch, you'll be in Illinois around New Year's. I will find you, and you get one gut punch.
Only
Fair
one. How nice of you.
Yes, it's I'm still trying to be generous. No, I don't mind that. I'm not a big Ohio State guy.
I don't even like
Mar-
Mizzou. I'm just telling you, like, this is not just me being a homer. I'm not a Mizzou fan, but from watching this team all year, they're a lot better than people think. That's a very well put together team. Brady Cook's a good quarterback. I think that's a good bet.
Mhm.
Who's quarterbacking
He'll
for
be
Ohio
pretty good
State?
next year. Devin Brown, who's a 5-star prospect, true freshman.
Okay, I saw the one kid that was the number 2 ranked player in the country is going to quarterback for Tennessee. The dude with the long ass braids.
I'm a
Yeah,
leader.
with the weird,
Yeah.
he's making his first, yeah.
They got the $8 million per year NIL deal.
Yes.
Just raking
very-
in cash.
Damn right. Go Big
very
Red.
curious to see. You see Big Red getting that quarterback and then him
Dylan
doing the-
Raiola, baby. Oh, I'm excited. They definitely paid him a shit ton of money to come here.
But then he did that cheese dick chat GBT's fucking speech on Twitter.
That was a little cringe, not gonna lie.
The
but
poem.
all right.
Yes.
Yeah, the poem.
So
The
good.
poem.
I mean, guy sucks, dude. I already don't.
Did
like
you
him.
see our quarterback play this year? We had a tight end that was playing quarterback essentially. It was terrible. It was bad. It was the volleyball team is the pride of that school as of right now. So
Men or women?
women. Yeah. Their women's volleyball team's legit. They're pretty good. They sold out the football stadium for a women's volleyball game earlier this year.
No shit. Oh, I did know that.
Yeah. I went to it. So, my brother goes there. And so I went up for, the Northwestern Nebraska game. And afterwards, he's like, hey, let's go to, the volleyball game. I'm like, what volleyball game? It's like, dude, I'm telling you, it's fun. It's like they're playing Wisconsin. It's number 1 versus number 2 in the country. I'm like, all right. It was a tougher ticket to get for the volleyball than it was for the football. And I'm not going to lie, the volleyball, there was electric. They had 3,000 people in this tiny ass gym. It was loud as hell. Those women could play. It was pretty cool.
I'll take your word for. I used to go to a lot of volleyball games when I was in school, but not really for the volleyball.
We should have Mitch read Raiola's poem. I just sent it to you, Zoe, so you can share it on the screen.
I don't want to read that.
Committing violence.
This was so bad.
It was bad.
Love
I ain't gonna lie.
So cringeworthy.
And you could just tell though that it was 100% ChatGPT.
Mhm.
Like, he didn't write that. Where did you
Yeah,
send
he
it?
No,
definitely-
sorry.
Let's see.
Oh, that's the wrong DM. All right. There it is. Here, let me show this. If you guys haven't seen this, we're gonna
College football, the funniest sport to exist.
this shit is just fucking brutal. Yeah.
Is it slider slide levels of cringe?
There you go. In the realm of college dreams where purpose takes flight, enter Dylan Raiola, crafting his narrative in the night. Once lured by Georgia, where powerhouse glory gleamed, yet Nebraska's purpose in his heart brightly beamed. In the scarlet and cream where legacies entwine, Dylan, like Rogers, Rozier, or Crutch, a hero in line. No longer a cog in some powerhouse machine, but a quarterback with an even greater ambition, unseen. So fellow fans await with hope in the air for Dylan to choose his purpose to declare. In a weekend's decision, destiny calls. to fulfill his purpose, where a new dynasty enthralls.
Yeah, you're
This
damn
is a-
right. I'm ready. The Dylan
How long
Whaley
before
era.
he
Big
transfers?
Red. Huh? Oh,
How long before he transfers?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not like he's going to have any
What school
competition in
he's
that
been
quarterback.
committed to this year?
That's true. But he hasn't played in front of 90,000 at Lincoln yet. So we'll be now the pieces, honestly, though, like the pieces are in place there. The defense is still really good. They just need a couple more receivers. That could be a team that is decent next year.
I'll take your word for it because I'll never watch it. But
You're telling
Who
me
do
you
you
didn't
guys
watch
like?
that Iowa
You don't love
Nebraska
Big Ten
game? That was
West?
electric on Black Friday.
oh Jesus Christ!
That football at its finest.
Love the Big Ten West.
Did
Same.
you guys watch? I didn't get. I know I saw the comments. I saw people were betting their foreskins on Bama, but are you guys just Bama's gonna just smoke them?
No, I think Michigan's going to win.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the
I
only
mean-
one. I don't.
I think yeah, that's why I still like Michigan. The SEC is an overrated football conference these days. I think the Big Ten is a lot better,
Yeah, the
and I think
SEC
Michigan's the
had a
best
really
team in the
good-
country. I like Michigan.
I just don't think
I
Bama's
just-
quarterback's that good.
I just don't want Michigan to win because of their insufferable fans.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. I mean, no arguments here, but
Yep,
I
I'm
also
married to one of them, and yeah, I could attest. I mean,
Almost as
as
bad
mi-
as Oregon fans.
Bozo.
I mean,
Imagine being both an Oregon and Michigan fan. I
yeesh.
mean,
I mean, I am rooting for Michigan. I do want Michigan to win. I am of the mind in sports, unless it's obviously a Chicago team like the Bulls. When a team continues to win and is dominant for a long time, I want them to lose very badly. I want Nick Saban to lose. I want Bama to lose. I'm a Notre Dame guy. It's very well documented. I'm a Notre Dame, Florida guy because of where my life to this point. I grew up in the South Side of Chicago in a Notre Dame house. I went to college down in Florida, close to Gainesville. That all being said, this is probably the one time I will thoroughly actually root for Michigan. I like JJ McCarthy too.
Yeah, you can. I like
Yeah.
TJ.
I think it's wild that people think he's a top 10 pick, but
I agree. Yeah.
he's a little guy, dude.
can we
The NFL
also-
will fucking destroy him?
Can we acknowledge that, let's be honest, we're all secretly happy Florida State missed it. If Florida State was in this game, it'd be so much less intriguing than it would be with Alabama. I'm sorry, committee got that one right. Florida State fans are rightfully upset. I get why they're pissed. They did kind of get screwed, but they're not one of the four best teams without their starting quarterback. This game's going to be so much better for TV purposes. The fact that Florida State got snubbed.
As I mentioned,
I just think
I'm
it's a dangerous precedent to set.
it is. It is a
with
very.
games not mattering.
I think that's extremely fair, Alex, and I agree with you. That being said, I'm a Gator fan, so fuck the Seminoles. I was laughing my ass off watching the meltdowns on Twitter.
You know what's going to be funny too? All these meltdowns, and they're going to get their ass kicked by Georgia, and it's going to be.
Well, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
No, they're one of the
And-
four best teams, though. If you're deserving, then if they get steamrolled, then I'm sorry, they just justify, which they will. I think it's just going to
I
justify.
mean,
I
but
will say,
there was a bunch of opt-outs on both sides. So,
Yes.
if you're
Yeah.
taking any stock in the results of bowl games,
I get the and I get the dangerous precedent thing, and I do agree. If I was a Florida State fan, they are rightfully upset. I get where they're upset, but we tried the most deserving team with Cincinnati before.
if you look at the history of the CFP, most of the
Right.
games are blowouts. Last year was an exception with 2 close games.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
take- you can take
that's
Notre
why
Dame
I'm
for
glad they
those.
took a game that's going to probably be better on paper than Florida State.
You could take Notre Dame for those playoff blowouts too. They like to do that a lot.
How
Get
about
their
Michigan
fucking dicks
State?
kicked in.
Yeah, Michigan State. Yeah.
I don't know the dude's name because obviously I don't watch a lot of Florida State games, but I do. I think that one wide receiver that they have is going to be a hell of a fucking NFL wide receiver.
Keon Coleman?
Yeah, Keon Coleman. There you go. I think he's going to be. This draft is very wide receiver heavy. I know everybody's all up in arms about Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be a hell of an NFL receiver. I'm not downplaying him whatsoever. that dude from LSU is going to be nasty. The dude from Florida State is going to be nasty.
Yeah, I'm not taking Marvin Harrison #1 overall. I think with the 6th or what they're going to have, like 7th overall pick, like you said, because it's such a deep wide receiver draft, you're getting a good receiver there.
No, I've been saying from the start, trade out of that first spot, get a hog, go get me that fucking monster from Penn State, and then get me one of those wide receivers.
So you sticking with Justin?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't watch last week. That's good to know.
I watched what I could. 2-hour shows, you know. I catch it.
No, towards the end of the show, it got heated because I'm sticking with Justin, and then Fids went on a rant and he wouldn't let me talk back, so I had to be like, "Yo, let me get in here." And he's very all about a homie from USC,
Caleb Williams.
Caleb.
I am too.
I'm not
Caleb's
saying
gonna
Caleb
be real
Williams
good.
whatsoever. Oh yeah, Alex, you were in the comments. You were all about Caleb too. But if the Bears do go that route, I will root for Caleb Williams. It's fine. But
I just more hate the unnecessary hate that Caleb gets than anything.
I know, like he got all that shit for like him crying with his family after the game. And like, yeah, I get it, but like I'm happy that he cares about losing.
Speaking of the crying thing, would you take Joel Embiid on the Bulls?
Probably.
I mean, yeah.
You said Caleb crying was like a big like no from you. So Joel
I didn't say that was
crying
a no.
I did like 2 years ago.
I didn't say it was a no for me.
Wait,
that's what a lot of people argue, and I'm saying I don't care because like I'm happy that he was upset by losing.
Mitch, I said it.
Oh, okay.
That's what he said.
I'm used to being attacked by Alex.
Wasn't Joel Embiid's in a playoff game?
I mean, Caleb's game basically eliminated them from the playoff.
I guess I don't know. It's just
I just don't think like the arguments that are like, oh, he cried, paint his nails, can't handle the Chicago media. Those are bullshit arguments.
Well, the Chicago media thing, you can't really call that until he does it. The crying thing was weird to me. Again, I didn't say whatever. It's fine for a dude to cry, but to jump into your mom's arms and like hide your face when you know you're on national TV and then
painting the nails.
Yeah, I guess.
Rather have that.
It was a tough look, but I don't hold it against him.
The painting his nails thing, whatever. It's like his attitude. That reminds me of like something AJ would do. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's like, if he's on your team, you're like, oh, that shit's fucking funny as fuck, whatever. But when you're playing, like when Notre Dame beat him, I loved that like third string linebacker went up and was like, is that on your fucking nails this year or something like that? It was awesome. But that's fine. I don't know. It's just.
I'm not anti Justin Fields. If they kept him, like I do think there's talent there, but I think by year 3, he's only marginally improved. There just hasn't been enough pop. Like they'll show flashes, but it's not consistent. And I know the coaching's been bad, but you see these other guys like CJ Stroud overcoming bad coaching, bad ownership. Like, you know, we make a lot of excuses for him. There just hasn't been enough.
D'Amico Ryans is a good coach. Let's
still defensive head coach though. Still defensive head coach and a bad owner.
Michael Jordan cried after he won a championship. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, and I don't want to put too much of it. It's just, to me, it's just the mental. I'm just worried about the mental midgetness and the immaturity, but you know, whatever. That's it. He can play. His season this year was very disheartening for me to see from a Caleb Williams type. And again, I'm trying to find it right now. If you put Justin Fields' last 17 games next to Lamar Jackson's, it's absolutely wild that one's running for an MVP and one's getting ran out of town. Like they're almost identical. So it's just, it's just weird to me how it's being handled right now. But I will say this on record that if they do decide to go with Caleb Williams, I'm going to be rooting for Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be like most people. So
I mean, that's what I saw somebody in White Sox Twitter, and stop me if you've heard this before. White Sox Twitter is so fucking absolute with emotions. Oh, you think this, so then it has to be this then. And that's one of the biggest things that drives me fucking crazy. But someone's like, I forgot what the tweet was exactly, but it was like, for all you Justin Fields lovers, if they trade him, are you going to root against Caleb Williams? And all you Caleb Williams lovers, if they keep Justin Fields, are you going to root against him? It doesn't have to be. Sports aren't that absolute. I root for the fucking Bears.
Yeah.
Do I
want
them to keep Justin Fields?
Just hate the unnecessary hate on Caleb. Same with Justin.
I think I'm guilty of it because I want them to keep Justin. So I think I make up things in my own head to like verify it, like make it okay. But if they get Caleb Williams and he's fucking great, that's awesome. The whole I was laughing that everyone was making a big deal of him liking people's tweets. Dude, that's just
Yeah,
the
well, did
thing
you see the
now.
backstory behind it? It was like he keeps receipts on tweets that are like talking crap about him. So he'll like a bunch of tweets that like talk shit about him, like as like receipts, I guess, because they have like a whole
Yep.
history of
Well,
that
I'm
shit.
about to get drunk and tweet shit about him, and hopefully he likes it.
It's funny
No,
too. If you look at the tweets, it's like the 5 likes, and then one of them's like Caleb Williams. It's like just like these random ass.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. They were like screenshotting the tweet and putting it up. So I looked up the Twitter account. The guy had like 30 followers.
Yeah, it's
You're
like
like- he's-
nobody's. It's like yeah.
It's like, all right, dude. I mean, that's fine, but it is what it is. I personally think you'd get more value out of drafting one of those wide receivers and a stud offensive lineman and building around Fields. But I don't know.
It's not like he doesn't have weapons this year, though. And like I said, I'm not
DJ
anti-Justin. I'm fine if they
DJ
keep
Moore's a
Justin.
top 10 wide receiver in the league this
That's
year.
what I'm saying. People
Cole
like
Kmet's a top 10
he's
tight
got
end.
plenty of help. Like I wish there was more. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there needs to be more from him at this point. It's not that there's not flashes, but I just haven't seen enough. But like I said,
he's
they
got to
got-
stop. Justin Fields has to stop the fourth quarter turnovers. That's
Yeah,
the thing that fucking.
He's very
kills me.
careless. Well, I think a lot of it too is like at Ohio State, his first read is always wide open, and I think that's where he struggled to adjust to
I
the
think that's
NFL is because
Mhm.
now all of a sudden he doesn't process the game quite as quickly. But
Well, it's a short list of people that I would actually drive to O'Hare to get him the fuck out of his town. Gutsy's on that list. Like, get him the fuck out of Chicago. I'm
yeah,
done with that. If I see another wide receiver screen, I'm gonna fucking throw up all over the place. Like fucking Team America or whatever with the Matt Damon doll. I'm gonna
that's what's so
fucking just-
confusing. It's like, do they not trust? Like, that's the other thing that's concerning. It's like, and it might be a Getsy problem, like you said, but like, that's a lot of wide receiver screens. If you have a quarterback that you trust, you're not checking it down. Like, they don't, I don't know, they don't throw it downfield as much as they
I mean, did you see the perfectly? It was a fantastic throw that Fields said. It was a completely 100% perfect layer throw last week where he threw it just high enough to get over the linebacker, but it had enough zip on it to get in before the DBs. And it was to Kmet. And I was like, that's a fucking all-pro NFL quarterback throw. And then like 2 plays later, he throws one of the worst passes you've ever seen. And you're like, what the Jesus fucking Christ.
I feel like if he had a change of scenery, he could pop off. Like if he was traded to the right situation, I could see Justin Fields being. He has MVP caliber talent.
And I'm nervous about that. I think that's going to happen.
I think they'll trade him for like a 2nd-round pick, and then he's going to go
Well,
off.
let's put you both. Alex, do you think they keep Fields or do you think they trade out of it?
Honestly,
Exactly.
no idea. At this point.
No one does. No one
But
does.
Foles has enough of a track record so far that I'll trust whatever he decides on.
I agree. I am in complete agreement with you there. I think Poles has earned the benefit of the doubt from me. Like in hindsight, trading that 1st overall pick last year, knowing how bad the Panthers were, like that was genius. Next, now we get the 1st overall pick again, and you got DJ Moore out of it. So
Mhm.
I get the Claypool thing was a whiff, but
That's
you
my
can
other
have-
thing. Is I feel like this year there's so many teams with dog shit quarterbacks that you can get an even bigger haul for that first pick.
did you see they were
Also,
floating
like-
around traded to San Diego for Justin Herbert on?
No,
Park?
that's fucking that's Big Cat, and those guys are very
I know
good
there's
at
big
making their shit go
jackasses,
viral. Yes.
No, I know there's not actually any like traction to that, but would you be hypothetically? Would you be opposed to that situation?
I wouldn't be a big fan of it now.
Really?
No
Not a Herbert
comment.
guy?
No.
No comment.
Why? Why don't you like that guy?
Having an Oregon alum as the QB of the Bears, I'll just leave it as there.
He disappears a lot in big games too, man. I'm not a big fan of that.
I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, he's got a track record of that.
I don't know. I feel like the quarterback play in the league nowadays. It's not very good. Good quarterback's hard to come by. He's one of the few good ones there is. So you can get nitpicky, but I feel like the Bears would be lucky to have a just if like Caleb Williams, hypothetically, or Trevor Lawrence developed or Trevor Lawrence, excuse me, Justin Fields developed into Justin Herbert type. Wouldn't hear any complaints from me.
Just he needs to win in big games.
That's not all on him.
It really
Yeah,
bothers me.
team
When you
sport.
throw, but you're the one throwing the pick. Oh shit! USC's beating the fuck out of Louisville. Maybe Caleb Williams is a system quarterback. Discuss.
I mean,
No, I'm just kidding.
Lincoln Riley has put a bunch of QBs in the NFL, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. And they also just have their third string receivers would start on other teams. I mean, they got
Except
is
this
receiver
year,
you.
the talent kind of was stinky around him, but
I was secretly hoping that Manning transferring to USC. I know that was just bullshit, but that would have been dope because to see what that coach could have done with him, that would have been awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would have been sick.
Yeah, that would have been really good. But I don't know, fellas. You guys got anything else you'd like to discuss? The comments. You guys have all been awesome tonight. Thank you very much to our 3 super chatters: Herb, Senor Socks, and my boy Johnny the Southside Bum. Yeah, I mean, Missy got cheap and didn't super chat Mitch for his OnlyFans. He said to me before the show too that he was gonna do an OnlyFans or a calendar if Missy would have just super chatted during the show. But
I was
dropping the
feeling
ball,
generous
Missy.
today. Yeah.
Come on.
and you know, we've all heard that sweet pregame show money's flowing in. So it's a damn shame. And also, I'm broke. Bullshit. I saw them user accounts. I hear about manager positions being filled. I'm not.
It takes a lot. I mean, it
You know
costs a
for
lot of
a
money to
player,
buy all
it's
that
gonna be
booze
money.
for the pregame show. It's just like an endless. It's
Yeah,
endless.
you got all the money for tiki torches in South Carolina, but you ain't got money to fucking super chat. Sorry, Missy. I had to jump on board for one, Missy. I had to jump on board for one. I'm sorry. That was good. And I don't have a problem with the girls throwing up their Venmos for birthday drinks. Fuck it. I'll throw up my Venmo for a birthday drink. March 5th.
I know. I should do that next year.
Fuck,
Also, I'm
dude.
going to have a month-long celebration of my birthday next year in honor of
Love
Alexa.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put up. I'm turning 40, big 40. It's a even number birthday, I guess.
40 days. Yeah, 40 days is Zoe's birthday. 40 days leading up.
40 days of Zoe's birthday. I'll put the Venmo up every day for 40 days.
Each
Feel free to-
episode
You
will
gotta
say
get a
happy
lanyard with the
birthday.
Venmo on it, because apparently that was the thing.
Bro, I've been out at bars where, especially like when it's like a bachelorette party or like a girl's birthday, and like her friends are like holding up poster boards, like it's her birthday. Here's her Venmo. I'm like, yeah, that's just what?
That's smart.
Yeah. Oh, beef, you have no idea. I feel like I'm fucking 80 some days.
80, you're putting together bars, building showers.
Yeah,
Hey,
dude,
you're
my
still in
bitch
your
is-
prime.
Yeah, but Mitch, I am in pain every night. That's why you need to Venmo me. I won't buy booze with it. I'll buy fucking Tums and fucking Ben Gay muscle rub.
So it's getting hooked up to the morphine pump after a long day, putting together a shower.
Jesus Christ, some days I wish. But it's almost done. We should be rocking and rolling to watch Michigan beat Bama.
That bar does look pretty sick with the swiveling TV, and you got the. It looks like
Looking forward to it. And so as you guys know, when I say I married a Michigan fan, Mitch will tell you the wall is Michigan blue. Like half of the wall is, she randomly picked that color, but it's fucking
Michigan
amazing.
fans will
Or
be the
blue.
first to let you know they're a Michigan fan.
Yep. But all right. Well, you guys got anything else? I feel
yeah,
so
we gotta
much
get
better.
at least. All right, we got it. We'll
Yeah,
throw.
hold on.
Throw Sal a bone here. We'll pick
No,
one.
I got it. You two.
How
you
good
two
of a
can go.
season next year does Suarez need to have to keep his ride?
All
He
right,
needs to win at
ladies-
least one race. I
Hey,
think.
you two, keep it in your fucking pants for one more minute. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. We haven't even had one NASCAR minute with NASCAR Mitch, but this is like a supercharged NASCAR minute because we have Alex and Mitch on the NASCAR minute. Now, you two can decide how you want to do it. Do you each want to take a minute? Do you guys just want to go back and forth off each other? But
We can just go back and
Yeah,
forth.
Mitch, you take the lead, and I'll.
all right, so I'm gonna play you in. I will be doing the slideshow while you guys are talking, so feel free to.
All right.
I haven't added any pictures in a long time, so there's gonna be some throwbacks. But ladies and gentlemen, a supercharged NASCAR minute with NASCAR Mitch and special guest Alex Rude.
All right, Alex. I think my amigo Daniel Suarez, he's going to have to win at least one race. Unfortunately, he's got a generational talent right behind him in Zane Smith. So that's a little concerning to me, but I think he'll get it done. I'm feeling pretty confident in my boy. My question for you is, what are your expectations for your man Kyle Busch this year? Is it championship or bust?
I wouldn't say championship or bust. I'd just say I think Chevy going into the next year is going to have a disadvantage. I'd say round of 8 is a fair expectation, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. If he repeats what he did last year, 3 wins, I'll be happy.
I can see it. I can see it. All right, who's your championship? Early championship 4. We'll go, or early championship 4.
Championship 4, probably Larson in there, Bell. I'd say Denny is also in there, and just add in a 4th. I think next year's the year that Denny finally gets his title.
I like it. I'm also going Denny. I'll go Denny. We'll go KB because I like his crew chief. Me and him are tight now. We'll throw Ross Chastain. I think he gets back into contention, and we'll go Larson as the round out my 4. All right, finally, since biggest off-season silly season move, which one's the most impactful as far as driving? You can go Xfinity and or
Jesse
Cup.
Love, baby.
Jesse
Jesse
Love.
Love.
I like it. I'm going, no
A
argument.
real generational talent.
A fantastic name for a stripper too. Jesse
Is that
Love.
it?
Very true. Very true.
So who's your championship pick next year?
That one guy. All right.
I started drinking at 6 a.m. and we're here now. I don't know what time it is, but I'm rolling deep, and those cars are going real fast and real left, son. They're going fast and left. Fuck yeah!
This reminds me, Chase Elliott's new paint schemes suck ass. The blue Napa looks terrible, as if he wasn't like unlikable enough. At least the car looked cool with like the white Napa. The blue Napa, oh my god, that's horrible. If he wasn't bad enough to watch, now I got to watch that piece
That's
of
your
crap
guy,
on the
though.
track.
That's your guy.
Sickening. He won the first race I ever went to. Stinking Chase
Love
Elliott. It sucked.
I'm just catching up on the comments during you guys. Here you go. Your boy Sale. Larson, Blaney, Byron, and Chase.
Well, who do you like? Who's your champion? Who you going with? Oh, you know what? You know who I forgot to throw I think Joey will be back. A Penske material. I'm going Joey
Even
Logano.
here.
I'm putting in. Yeah,
Wait,
he's-
didn't the Busch Light guy retire?
yeah. So Ross Chastain from the Ross Chastain Don't Give a Fuck tour, who also interviewed. He did an interview with me. So if you go to my Twitter, shameless plug, pin tweet, you can listen to the new Prince of Busch Light. We'll be driving the number 1 Busch.
Oh, so
Chevy
wait,
Camaro.
what's his name?
Ross Chastain.
That's
Kevin
my
Harvick.
guy.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Ross Chastain. That's my guy. And then follow-up question. Wait, shit. Where'd my pictures go? Does this guy still drive NASCAR?
He sold his Charger.
Yeah.
So
He got
sold his
3 million to sell. So
This
he made
guy,
bank.
kind of like the pitcher that we no longer talk about that was on the White Sox. He looks like he goes to the gas station and asks for a free pack of cigarettes because his girl's getting paid on Friday.
yeah,
He looks like a little scumbag.
he does.
but-
Yeah, his team was Live Fast Motorsports, and they'd always be the back marker of the pack. And like Alex said, he made bank. Sold.
And then, so that one dude's my guy because he drives the Busch Light car. What's Jordan's team's name?
2311.
2311. Yep.
Okay, and
So he's got Tyler Reddick, who I like, and Bubba. Actually, I like both their drivers, Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick had one of the coolest paint schemes last year, in my opinion. It was like the Jordan brand, like shoe logo, like the Jumpman on the front with the North Carolina blue. Oh, it was so sick.
So, okay, I'm gonna root for Jordan's guys too because it's Jordan.
But Denny Hamlin
Numbers
owns
like
that team with him
23 and
too. Denny Hamlin.
45. Love it.
Although the new logo kind of sucks. I didn't like
Give me
that.
the guys because this is a Michael Jordan house, so I'll root for Jordan. I just got my new golf shoes today.
He sponsors half his cars. Like the Jumpman cars are sick. Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
those
you'll
are the
like-
new golf shoes. So, yeah, Carolina Blue goes. I got a lot of Carolina Blue shit in this house. So, all right, yeah, I'm Fitz. I've heard about that Iron Claw movie.
Everyone's saying it's good. I'm still way behind. I still gotta watch Oppenheimer. I still gotta watch Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm way behind on my 2023 movies.
I watched the Killer Moon one. Fids told me to watch it. It took me 3 separate sittings to finish the whole movie because it's long as fuck. But
Really?
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, Scorsese you can never really go wrong with that.
The-
Where'd you watch? Is it streaming on anywhere? Where'd
Prime.
you watch it on? Prime.
You gotta pay for it, and since Missy doesn't super chat you anymore, I don't think you could afford it.
Thanks, Missy.
But
And the ball.
yeah, I would recommend Flower Moon. But again, it's all of 3 hours. It's a long fucking movie.
Hey, I
man.
watched what was his other one? The Irishman. I watched that in one sitting.
Yeah.
That was like a 4-hour.
This one's
marathon.
better. This
Yeah,
one's better
so there
than
you go.
Irishman. And Leo and De Niro are both gonna fucking win awards for that shit.
I heard he's
Yeah,
playing kind of like a simpleton in this one too, which he doesn't usually do.
He has,
Leo, that
It-
is. I should say.
yeah. There's like something off about him. That is a lot of mayonnaise, Alex.
Mayo
Holy
dump.
shit.
My favorite
Mayo
bowl game.
dump. West Virginia smoked North Carolina, but yeah, that's a good one. I have not watched Oppenheimer yet because I can only do one long ass movie per month.
Oppenheimer apparently, and I haven't watched it yet either, but apparently this helps like going into it. When it's in black and white, it's from Robert Downey Jr.'s character's perspective, and when it's in color, it's from Oppenheimer's perspective, which like apparently people didn't catch the first time, but like it makes the movie better once you like realize
Oh.
that's what they're doing. So
Good to
I
know.
was trying to think of another good movie I watched. That's pretty much it. I do watch a lot of stupid shit because I sit in this fucking room 6 days a week.
the
on this
bottle,
fucking
okay, like
computer.
the bottle things you were posting, those fights, like that was the best thing on the internet. That was real electric. The TikTok you were tweeting where they were like,
the
smashing the
GFC.
bottle. Yeah,
Yeah, those
I was
two
rooting for
Canadian fucks.
Jameson, and he got knocked out in the championship round. But that's who. That's
I actually seriously thought about reaching out to them and being like, "Can we sponsor this? Like, I want to be a sponsor. Like, this is amazing."
it was electric. The little mug. Oh, come on.
Yeah, the A&W mug. Who doesn't have one of those? First of all, and then yeah, they're amazing. Every time I post, they get so much engagement on Twitter when I post. I feel bad. Like the creator should be getting attention, but I don't know. It's fucking.
Apparently, Lucas Giolito was at the Blackhawks game tonight. Thoughts?
He's coming home.
I actually wouldn't be surprised.
I'm fine with
I was
that. We
having
need some
this-
pitching. Bring him back.
I had this conversation, I forgot, with somebody recently, and it was like, they'll get them. It won't be expensive because of how absolute dog shit he was last year. But there's still, Katz is still here.
He had a respectable ERA with the White Sox. It went downhill when he went to Cleveland and Los Angeles. That's all I'm saying. Like it wasn't like a
Lucas,
great year,
oh,
Home run problem. But
not only is he there, he did the shoot the puck.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming home to the Cubs.
Well, there's already. I got the same. Oh, I got those same ones, the same shoes he's got on. He's rocking the Air Force with that forest green. And yes, I look at dude's shoes right away. Cubs fans, I'm already seeing a couple Cubs fans being like, Giolito to the Cubs confirmed.
Not if Hibernation Jet has anything or Hibernation Hoyer has anything to say about it.
I mean,
Getz
kind-
is wheeling and dealing over here. We got 3 catchers we
minute.
signed this offseason already.
Alex, you're good with numbers and shit, man. What kind of contract are you offering Lucas Giolito?
I mean, I think Heyman reported his camp is looking for like 50 to 80 million.
What? Dollars?
Yeah, I wouldn't give him that, but I think he wants the long-term security over a bounce back deal, which kind of shows you how confident he'll be in his 2024 season.
I'm
So,
out on
each their
Giolito.
own.
My idea of bringing him back on a short-term deal to flip him, no longer viable. That's a shame.
That is a hefty number, though, man.
That is a very hefty number. That's what I'm saying. Like, I am not paying him that much.
Like,
It's the same
did
thing I said
somebody-
when Rodon was, and he doesn't have the injury history Rodon did, but yeah.
Did someone like Men in Black, Major League Baseball, about his time in Anaheim? Like, it was.
And
That's
Cleveland,
close.
who has a pretty good history of making pitchers.
Yeah, if
Maximize
you're not
their
getting
facilities.
Cleveland, there's something wrong there.
exactly.
It was a
No.
very small sample size there, to be fair, but like that was concerning. I was like, oh, Cleveland, he'll get it figured out there, and it was
Who
still
was going to give him 3-4 years? That is just a
The Mets.
wild concept to me. Yeah. Well, shit.
yeah.
It is weird though that he's randomly doing the shoot the puck at the Blackhawks game. He doesn't live here.
Yeah,
He
it's a
might
nice.
still
probably-
have his
Well, why wouldn't you
equipment,
want to come to
just
Chicago?
depending on when his lease ended.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I would not mind if the White Sox brought him back, but
I'd go
No,
there.
it has to be not at that price. I mean, Mr. Giolito is an OG. Love Mr. Giolito. He messed with this show before. He shows 108 love. He's a good dude. Giolito as a person, great human being. I mean, I know he's a
Mhm.
real scumbag cleaning up the ocean and shit in the off season, but
How could
Uh,
he?
I would love to. I mean, but no, 3 to 4. What the fuck? I'm sorry, Lucas, man. Get a different agent. Do you think someone will really give it besides the Mets? 'Cause the Mets are
We'll
desperate.
see.
I guess.
Red
It's
Sox
just-
maybe get desperate. That's about the only two teams I've seen connected to him.
That just seems like a ridiculous amount of money for him. I mean, there's a whole like prove it contract, but that's not even a prove it contract. That's like a year.
How many years did you say he was looking for? 3 to 5? What was it? 3 to
Yeah.
5, 50 to 80?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a-
I can't see.
That's a you're an
especially he got
established
eight-
He's
pitcher.
taking advantage of a weak free agent.
That's
market.
true. That's true.
I think the most. What's the most you would give him a year, though?
I mean,
I
I'm
think
talking
around like
a-
15, and that's still.
Yeah,
2 years.
that was my first thought.
I was gonna say 2 years, 30 mil. So that's
Yeah.
15 a year.
That
That's
seems
fine.
realistic.
That just
that-
wow! I didn't know those numbers though. You just blew my mind, Alex. That's insane. I didn't know his camp was asking for that. Come on, Lucas. If he goes to
Yeah.
the Cubs, that'd be weird. It'd be weird seeing him in a Cubs uniform.
Yeah, just
Well,
looking at the available pitchers once you get past Snell and Montgomery, him and
It's, yeah.
Stroman could cash in.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that coming full circle to what we started the show basically with, that helps with the Cease market too.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck, maybe something will happen. That's kind of funny that he's randomly just doing the shoot the puck for the Blackhawks tonight. And I also again shout out Lucas because we're now shoe Eskimo brothers. Because
There you go.
I got those. They're right over there. But I got a new little shoe display thing for Christmas to put all my shoes in. But
How many shoes you got?
Jordans or just shoes in general?
Oh, all right. We'll go Jordans.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 and 2 pairs of golf shoes. 3 pairs of golf shoes.
Damn.
Damn.
Do you have a favorite? Go-to.
Yeah. They're all ones. They're all variation of the Jordan ones. I'm an old school guy like that. I do like 11s every once in a while. And I do have a pair of 4s that I'll wear every once in a while. But the Crown Jewel one, I'm not going to get up and reach it. But I got the new Travis Scott golf shoes that just came out. Those are cool. I got the Travis Scott high top ones. People seem
Travis
to
Scott
like.
golf. I don't know if I'm buying Travis Scott golf shoes.
It's the backwards Nike swoosh that draws
Right.
people's eye to them. I really like I do know what Eskimo brothers mean, but
I'm surprised
Yeah.
your old ass knows what it means, kids.
no, he actually hung out with Eskimos.
I mean,
Yeah,
Thank you
I would
for
say my
that.
favorite ones though are the OG Jordan ones, the red and whites. The
Yeah, I
bands are good.
got a pair of those.
Yeah, those just look good with everything. I was actually wearing those earlier today. I do have the Grateful Dead dunks that I like a lot because they kind of look like I was calling them Grinch shoes. So, because they look like they're the Grinch, but yeah.
Right.
So, that's
There
it.
you go.
There's probably more coming because
oh yeah.
I like them, and this is what being an adult means: is you can spend your money on stupid shit because you're an
Oh,
adult.
it's so true. I buy so much stupid shit now. It's insane.
I mean, now that I don't drink during the week, the number of random packages showing up to my house with T-shirts has gone down significantly. But unfortunately, the number of Jordans when I do get drunk has increased. So
Treat yourself.
Nothing wrong with that. Last drunk purchase I made. Actually, Alice, you'll appreciate this one. I got it on the desk now. So the White Sox are too cheap. I buy a lot of NASCAR diecast, whatever. White Sox were too cheap. They wouldn't give Lionel, the company that makes them, the okay to sign off on it. So some guy did a custom one for me. So I finally got the White Sox Ty Dillon car from the Chicago Streetways. So that was a
There you
drunk
go.
purchase that cost me a little bit too much.
Maybe My Sox Summer with his elite status knows a guy, and he can get
There you go.
Yeah, I did get an invite to that
124.
season. I did get an invite to that season ticket holder event. I might go.
Did you really?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, I got the invite as someone's +1
Oh, okay. I thought
because
you
their significant other does not want to go, so I would be there.
You should. We need a man on the street for Pinwheels and Ivy. You got to
I
ask
might go.
Pedro the
and
hard-hitting questions.
I think I'm gonna go and just bust My Sox Summer's balls the whole time.
Yes.
Just like
I
try to
shouldn't be
catch him.
here.
In,
I'm
like,
not one of the real fans.
yeah,
that
I want
shares
to catch
shit.
him in like pinkies up scenarios. And for the record, everyone, I was about to say his government name. I love My Sox Summer. That's my guy. I said it a bunch last week, but it would be funny to like if I like caught him with like his pinky up while he was drinking something or like just snapping pictures. That'd be fantastic.
Mid-rope square.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they?
Two very
they
popular
officially-
guys on Sox Twitter right now.
Yes.
Did they say who is going to be at that? I saw Pedro was going to be there, and they said some current
I'm
players.
not
Do they have a
kidding.
list yet?
Baloney,
They
if
said
it- if I
players
do
and
go-
coaches, not
If I do go baloney, I'm doing this now. I will wear a tuxedo shirt. It is at the Field Museum. It's gonna be a good time.
Say hi to Sue.
I will accept that invite as the +1, which would be fun.
I always like the
Yeah.
Field Museum. They got the man-eating lions. They got a T-Rex. I mean, what's
I'm a
not to
big
like?
I'm a big aquarium or shed aquarium guy.
Can't go wrong with the
Which-
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, Beef. I know you're still in the comments. Is there gonna be another surprise giveaway at 108 Day this year? I know the fucking jizz towels were a big hit.
Yes.
I don't know. I know we're on a delay, so he's probably hearing it right now. So pay the money. Oh, someone's asking about a merch table. Nope, no surprise giveaway. Could have just said yes.
Cheap
and then-
asses.
I don't know. Maybe My Sox Summer could pull some strings with his elite status. Too many people left him. What?
What?
What? I saw mine somewhere. We moved when we redid the basement. I did probably in this box actually. I have to look through
That's a
it.
very good point, though, B.
Yeah, people leave that shit. Yeah, that was a great time. I'm looking. Are we gonna have another show before 108 Day?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, on the 3rd. Okay. So I'll wait till we talked about it a little bit last week, but it's one of my favorite events all year. It just sucks it's the first week of the year because then it's all downhill from there. But I love seeing all you guys there. Hopefully I'll see mostly there. I know that shit sold out pretty quick. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for tonight, fellas. You got
Yeah.
anything else?
No,
Alex, thank you so much for coming
of
on.
course.
Thank you for
Thank you
the
for having
idea
me.
of ambushing Mitch with Beef because that was pretty fucking funny. But yeah, I appreciate you. So for our guy Alex Rude and everyone, make sure you go
Y'all.
follow him. Alex, where can they follow you on Twitter?
A-Rude8. Pretty simple.
Trust me, folks, you're gonna want to follow my guy. And then for Mitch and his new haircut, I'm Zoe. We'll see you guys on the 3rd. Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully 2024 is a little bit better for us White Sox fans than 2023 was. All right, boys and lady, because I know
Fingers
there's one
crossed.
girl watching. Have a good night.